Throughout human history, the interaction between the physical and spiritual worlds has aroused wonder, fear, and curiosity. While many people focus on the tangible aspect of life, there is a subtle, often overlooked but profoundly influential world that can manifest itself through what we commonly call spiritual attacks. These phenomena, although intangible, can have a significant impact on our mental, emotional, and physical health. In this video, we will explore 6 signs of a supposed spiritual attack, trying to shed light on this mysterious and often misunderstood aspect of human life. Stay until the end of the video to gain a complete understanding of these signals. But before we move on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to support our channel. Therefore, before examining the specific signs, it is essential to understand what is meant by spiritual attack. Spiritual attacks are not physical events, but rather energetic influences or negative presences that can affect the spiritual and psychological sphere of an individual. These attacks can come from various sources, including negative energies, dark spiritual entities, or even toxic thoughts that manifest through an individual's spiritual connection. 1. Changes in emotion. Changes in emotionality are a crucial aspect in recognizing a potential spiritual attack, as they reflect the subtle but significant influence of spiritual energies on the human psyche. This sign often results in sudden and intense emotional swings that can appear inexplicable and destabilizing to the affected individual. A person's emotionality can be a barometer of their spiritual state, and spiritual attacks can manipulate this sphere in surprising ways. The individual may experience outbursts of anger for seemingly no reason, overcoming normal emotional reactions to specific events. The anger can be so intense that it becomes disproportionate to the situation, creating confusion for both the person involved and those close to them. Likewise, depression can creep into an individual's psyche with no apparent cause. Spiritual attacks can affect your emotional tone, inducing feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or emptiness. These moods can emerge suddenly and persist, compromising psychological well-being and interfering with the ability to carry out daily activities satisfactorily. 2. Sleep disturbances and recurring nightmares. Sleep disturbances and recurring nightmares represent another subtle but powerful aspect that can be linked to alleged spiritual attacks. Sleep, in itself, is a crucial dimension for an individual's physical and emotional rest and renewal. When this sphere is disturbed by nightmares and feelings of oppression, the problem takes on a deeper connotation, involving the spiritual dimension of human experience. During a spiritual attack, sleep becomes a vulnerable phase in which the individual may be confronted with vivid and frightening dreams. Recurring nightmares can take on a particular quality, involving images and symbols that go beyond everyday experiences and often defy rational logic. These dreams may be accompanied by feelings of oppression, as if the individual is trapped or under the influence of invisible forces. The recurrence of sleep disorders can have a significant impact on a person's quality of life. Sleep is essential to our mental and emotional health, and when it is disturbed, it can lead to a variety of negative consequences. Lack of adequate rest can affect an individual's ability to concentrate, stress management, and even emotional stability. 3. Loss of energy and chronic fatigue. Loss of energy and chronic fatigue are aspects that go beyond purely physical manifestations and can often be interpreted as symptoms of a spiritual imbalance. This phenomenon, although it cannot be tangibly measured like other physical ailments, is just as real and can have a significant impact on an individual's quality of life. In the context of a spiritual attack, the loss of energy can be seen as the result of an invisible conflict between the individual and negative spiritual forces. These forces, which can take various forms, from dark energies to unwanted spiritual entities, can influence the individual's energy field, causing a progressive depletion of vital resources. It is as if the individual had to constantly fight against an invisible adversary, expending his energy in an attempt to maintain balance. The feeling of chronic tiredness can be a clear sign of this energetic clash. Persistent fatigue cannot always be attributed to physical factors or simple daily stress. Rather, it can be interpreted as the consequence of an internal battle that goes beyond the limitations of the tangible world. Recognizing this fatigue as a possible symptom of a spiritual imbalance is critical, as it can pave the way to a deeper understanding of what may be at the heart of this fatigue. 4. Changes in appetite. Spiritual attacks can also manifest themselves through changes in appetite and digestive problems. Some people may experience a sudden increase or decrease in appetite, while others may suffer from gastrointestinal distress. These symptoms may be indicative of an energetic disturbance that directly affects the physical body.
5. Social isolation and relational changes. Social isolation and changes in relationships represent a delicate and often overlooked aspect of spiritual attacks. While the physical and psychological manifestations may be more obvious, the impact on the social and relational sphere can have equally significant and lasting consequences. The sign of a spiritual attack emerges when an individual begins to isolate himself from others. This isolation can manifest itself in multiple ways: a gradual withdrawal from social circles, a reduction in social interactions, or even the avoidance of activities and opportunities that once sparked interest. This behavioral change can be insidious, as often the individual may not realize their isolation or justify it with rational explanations. In parallel, spiritual attacks can also manifest themselves through sudden and unresolved conflicts in relationships. Solid friendships and stable family bonds can be shaken by inexplicable tensions, creating emotional and interpersonal disconnections. These conflicts may seem out of proportion to the apparent circumstances and cannot be explained rationally, as the underlying cause is often spiritual in nature.
If you are enjoying this video, I invite you to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. 6. Negative synchronicity and series of unfortunate events. Negative synchronicity and the succession of unfortunate events represent a tangible sign of a possible spiritual attack, highlighting the connection between external events and spiritual influences. This series of negative circumstances, which seem to unfold without apparent cause, can be indicative of a negative energy permeating an individual's life path. Negative synchronicity manifests itself through a set of unfavorable events that occur in succession, creating a cumulative effect of bad luck. These events can vary in nature and severity, covering a range from financial losses to work problems to physical accidents. What they have in common is their apparently unusual recurrence and the lack of a rational explanation or one connected to the events themselves. The recurrence of such events suggests that there may be a negative spiritual influence permeating the individual's life path. Spiritual attacks can alter the energies around a person, creating a variety of unfavorable circumstances that undermine his or her overall well-being. Therefore, recognizing these signs is the first step in dealing with the possibility of a spiritual attack. The integrated approach that considers both physical and spiritual aspects proves essential for complete healing. Awareness of this spiritual dimension opens the way to practices and approaches that not only address the manifest symptoms, but delve into the hidden roots of negative spiritual influences, thus contributing to a deeper and more meaningful path of transformation and healing. In this way, the individual can regain balance and re-establish a more harmonious connection between the tangible and spiritual worlds. Thanks for watching this video. I wish you a wonderful day.